Welcome to the very first episode of the ESEIA podcast. I'm your host, Nicoleta Talpeș, Dissemination and Communication Manager of ESEIA. Through this podcast, we'll be exploring the big questions around Europe's energy transition. What's working, what's changing, and how alliances like ESEIA are shaping the future together with our members, partners, and communities. To open our series, I'm delighted to be joined by Teresa Ponce de Leão, Vice President of ESEIA and President of LNEG, the National Laboratory of Energy and Geology in Portugal. LNEG is a key member of ESEIA for over 15 years and has played an important role in advancing innovation, education, and collaboration in sustainable energy. Teresa, welcome. It's such a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you, Nicola. It's a pleasure to be here. And thank you for the introduction. Let's talk.
Let's begin. Let's begin our discussion with current priorities. And I want to ask you, from your perspective, what are today's most pressing sustainable energy challenges, and how can alliances like ESEIA contribute to addressing them?
So, looking at the challenges we face, we need to speed up on clean technologies for mobility, buildings, and industry, because these are the sectors that most consume energy. But at the same time, we need to keep affordable energy for consumers. Another point is that we need to be able to integrate large shares of variable renewables. Technology is already there, but now we need to enhance the electricity grids and also the networks for renewable gases, and to provide flexible markets that are friendly and affordable for industry and consumers. Another point is the scaling up of sustainable fuels, because, as we know, there are sectors very difficult where emissions are very difficult to abate, and sustainable fuels and will play a role, as well as circular value chains without shifting impacts across the borders, but also protecting our consumers from other geographical areas that are not so friendly, as for instance China. So these alliances, like ESEIA, will help by convening science, industry, and policy to move faster from pilots and bankable deployment, standardizing methods, sharing data, and co-designing solutions with users and regulators. In a nutshell, collaboration is really a must at this moment, and we will reach much more by using these kind of collaborations and networking.
Clean mobility is a key challenge. Could you share how the ToFuel project, led by TU Graz with LNEG as a partner, is helping to move this agenda forward?
So ToFuel is focused on clean mobility, and it aims to produce sustainable aviation fuels and also use sub-products with added value mainly from tomato crops waste. So this project will have several tasks: biomass fractioning, fermentation, liquidification, and in the end, we'll purify the result to obtain the sustainable aviation fuels that, as we know, are so important to decarbonize the aviation sector. So, but we also have, as a sub-product, the production of CO2 what we do not want at all. So the process also has some tasks to generate carbon capture, mainly through the production of algae. So the whole result will be at the level technology readiness level 5. And the LNEG roles includes feedstock sustainability assessment, process integration, and life cycle assessment also. The value is twofold. Near-term emissions are cut in hard to electrify segments, hard to abate, and like heavy road, I mentioned aviation, but this sustainable aviation, these sustainable fuels also will have an impact on heavy road and maritime, and develop a credible pathway to defossilize existing fleets, while EV charging and grid reinforcements scale. So it's an integrated process that enables others to be offered to consumers as well.
Earlier, you mentioned today's pressing challenges, including the need to manage the green, digital, and just transitions together. How do you see digital technologies transforming renewable energy systems in this context? And how can ESEIA help ensure that these technologies are integrated in an effective, sustainable, and socially just way?
So digitalization is really an enabler of and an accelerator of decarbonization. And I would like us to look backwards and to look at the European Green Deal, that where the main aim is to reduce energy consumption, then electrify everything that is possible, and use renewable gases for sectors difficult to abate. But at the same time, the European Green Deal leads us to the importance of digitalization. And this importance is much more clear now that we had really an enhancement very accelerated on artificial intelligence. So what artificial intelligence offers us, like use a lot of data to forecast, provide the digital twins, edge to cloud control, unlock flexibility from, for instance, for EVs and heat pumps and storage, as well as industry, using data spaces and traceability tools to improve sustainability claims across different sectors like hydrogen, biomethane, and e-fuels. Bring us cyber resilience, which is so important in this moment. We are facing this hybrid war, and keeps increasingly digital grids safe on account of bringing us this cyber resilience. Also, value chains are more can be more transparent and traceable with the use of the tools that artificial intelligence brings to us. For instance, using blockchain, which is in fact already used by some industrial sectors.
LNEG has been an active member of ESEIA since the beginning in 2009, contributing to projects such as Bioenergy Train and Phoenix, which focused on institutional capacity building and training researchers to create value from bioresources. Also, in addition to projects collaboration, LNEG has hosted several ESEIA International Summer Schools. Now, from your perspective, how have these initiatives benefited LNEG as an institution, and how can contribute to the wider European clean energy community?
LNEG had the opportunity to co-create test beds and reference architecture with the members. We built up a microgrid and network at LNEG that really worked very well with when we had the problem, Iberian problem of getting without electricity, so completely off any possibility to get electricity, and this microgrid kept working. Also at renewable gases pilots, we by collaborating, we enhanced our knowledge together, but also, of course, LNEG benefited from that. Summer schools, enhancing skill programs are very important to to increase, to look at the needs of community, of the needs of industry, about skills. And these summer schools bring a lot of experience to our researchers by practicing with students, technicians, professors, and also public authorities. So this is really a very important area where we must dedicate a lot of effort because there is lack of skills, and summer schools contribute to this lack that we need to solve.
Building on the skills training efforts you already mentioned, what do you see as the key steps needed to develop a skilled and diverse workforce for the energy transition? And how can ESEIA and ESEIA members contribute to ensuring that education and training opportunities are inclusive and aligned with the needs of the sector?
Building on the skills training efforts, as mentioned earlier, is very important. We have examples of collaboration with ESEIA, for instance, with projects like the Bioenergy Train, Phoenix, and these international summer schools we spoke about. We really need to give these key steps to develop a skilled, diverse workforce for the energy transition. So this we together with ESEIA, we can map real demand of workers, align curricula accordingly with power systems, power electronics, power engineering, bioprocesses, data and AI, as we talked before, and cybersecurity, expand the dual training, and also with short courses co-delivered by academia, industry, and the public sector. Be inclusive in creating the possibility of new scholarships, flexible scheduling, and targeted outreach to underrepresented groups, and also train the trainers, refresh the teaching staff. I used to say that we need to learn every day. The evolution of knowledge, it's the speed of evolution is so high that we need to be always learning. So this training the trainers is very important. Teaching the staff with industry and also digital in energy, which is really a must at these moments. I think that ESEIA and LNEG, as a member of ESEIA, have the capacity to coordinate this kind of shared course catalog, for instance, rotate summer schools, and build up educational resources.
Projects like Emerge, which foster EU and Africa collaboration, show how ESEA and its members are extending their impact beyond Europe. So, looking ahead, how do you see ESEA's role evolving in the global clean energy landscape?
So, I see the global role of ESEA in playing an important step to translate European excellence into practical place-based transitions abroad, while learning also from partners. Initiatives like the project you mentioned, Emerge, that will build EU-Africa collaboration are really key, are pivotal. They pair technology cooperation with capacity building, local manufacturing potential, and policy market design support. This collaboration with Africa is so important as Africa needs to develop, has the right to develop, as we did in Europe, but can, if with the adequate knowledge, with the adequate capacitation, can develop in a much better way than we did, and in line with decarbonization. We have experience of some projects of collaboration with the Africa continent, but more on the geological side. And this one, I think it is needed. This one, collaborating with Africa on the energy issues and the need for the decarbonization, also to look at value chains and guarantee that they are transparent and traceable and fair will be very important. And I don't think there are many projects like this one that is being designed or was designed and will be in place, and we look for the results we should in the end.
Teresa, thank you so much for being part of this opening episode. Your insights really capture why alliances like ESEA are so important for achieving Europe's energy goal. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you to you for the questions and for this opportunity.